Boys and girls, I want to try my absolute best to convey to you guys why I'm such a shill right now and a raving fan of Chaos Zero Nightmare. Not only just me, but I dare say 95% of people who are playing this game have the exact same sentiments, content creators and players alike. And I think a lot of people who probably haven't even given it the time of day don't understand why we are having this experience, why we're having this euphoria, bro. Like, it's actually very interesting because the signals of why we're enjoying it are pretty damn obvious, but everybody always struggles to kind of explain those specific things that bring about that enjoyment and that dopamine. Anyways, that's what I'm going to try and do today. No, this is absolutely not sponsored. I haven't been sponsored by Chaos Zero Nightmare since the first video. I tried to get more, but they wouldn't budge. They had their own, they have their own campaign budget, and I respect it. That said, I haven't been able to stop talking about this game, and I don't give a fuck about getting paid for it no more. At this point, I'm covering this game regardless of whether they give me another sponsor again. And that's a bad thing to say in this video because I know they're watching all my content. And so by me saying that, they can just say, okay, we don't have to sponsor Smack anymore because, well, he likes it, so he's fucked now. Never, ever say what I said on camera, but I don't care. That's just how much I've been enjoying this game. Let's get into it. I want to talk to you guys first and foremost about what separates Chaos Zero Nightmare from the other gacha games in the space. Let's start off with the thing I think that is quite obvious. It's characters not being one-dimensional. Most games in this space, if not all of them, their characters are so one-dimensional and so surface level. It's like you get a character in Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star, you fucking name it, the DPS, whatever. And there's just it's a linear pathing, right? You put the blue set on the blue character. Their kit intricacies and the way it functions is attached to one support. And then if you try to deviate from that path, it's a massive DPS loss. There is no facets to their playstyle. There's just one facet for the most part. Very rare when you get a character that has multiple facets. It really just doesn't exist. That's not the case in this game. In this game, I'll just show it to you. This is something actually that is the most obvious evidence. You cannot even deny it. And it's actually beautiful. It's how you do an event correctly in a game, right? When you do an event in a game that people are looking for combat experience and gameplay experience, make the event meaningful. Not just some goofy ass Mario Party shit every single time and things that don't really like add to the identity of what made the game appealing in the first place. This event is for the character they're promoting right now, right? Which is a very common thing in gacha games. But they're selling you this character in the best way possible. When you do this event, well, first of all, there's a story to learn about her, but putting that aside, this right here, man, every single one of these events, this is an event. You have to play and learn how this team functions with this character. And it's teaching you the nuances of that character. It's teaching you the multi-dimensional aspects of that character, which I guarantee you was blowing everybody's minds if they tried it. They're like, holy fuck, this is how she works with Cassius and Mika. Damn, that's so cool. I didn't even know Cassius could do that. And then it motivates you to go, okay, I need to go into the rogue mode and try and get these cards and make that work. I really loved that play style. Or once again, in other gacha games, that's it, bro. That's the team. That's it. Cooked. In the event, you don't even have an enjoyment because the event is just so booty cheeks. It just doesn't even like teach you anything. It's like, okay, bro, what do I do? They put the signature weapon on the character and put you up against the most goddamn Mario Party stage 1 ass enemies, bro. And you just like obliterate them. You don't even get a chance to really test anything. In this game, they did that with one team. They did it with another team, took Cassius off, put in a shielder that I thought was ass cheeks and made me go, oh, fuck. That's how you make her work. The celestial ability automatically casts her stuff when you cast 2-cost skills with Haru, making her a skill point friendly synergist character who also tanks for the team, by the way. That's another facet to Haru's playstyle that I could truly appreciate. Then it didn't stop there either. The next one was another tank, and her like whole synergist was just shielding the team, giving vulnerability to all the enemies so you can deal more damage, and making use of Haru's AoE, which is such a cool thing. And then Haru's AoE makes everybody vulnerable to her one ability, not a whole kit, but just that one ability. Everybody's weak to her, even if they don't have the same element. I was just really impressed with this because this here showed us, look, again, this here showed us that every character in this game, it's not just Haru, can do that. Every character in this game, it doesn't have a linear pathing identity, except for maybe like Mika. Mika is like, there's only really one way to play Mika, right? Heal and provide AP points and such. But this is why one of many facets of why the game's replay value is quite insane. There's just like, you don't have to play just one way with a character. I'll give you an example. Her best strength is this anchor shot ability. It's got 5 different ways for it to function. You can play a discard type of deck where discarding other people's cards increases the damage of this card per card discarded. So like you might want to pair her up and test Rinoa with her and see how it works, because Rinoa has a discard deck, or future synergists down the line. Nobody, I guarantee you, has done this yet, but it is a facet that is possible with Haru. But then you've got Pulverize, where it's like 1 additional hit, which means you get maximum, or not maximum, you get strong damage up front without having to load it up. It doesn't have a load up, a ramp up. But the problem is it caps off at a 592% multiplier, right? And so it's like, okay, there's a trade-off. I get this immediately, 592%, but the problem is it's never going to go up from here. Whereas with this ability, I start off at 326%, but then I got a ramp up of 450% multiplier, bringing it to a 700, almost an 800% multiplier. And so do I want to do this ramp up? And if I do, maybe I can put some pieces of the puzzle inside of my deck that can make that ramp up worthwhile. Or maybe I put somebody inside of the deck that might benefit from a 2-hit. Right? Somebody that says if you hit 2 times, I follow up on those 2 times. It's like, you see what I mean? It's overwhelming with how many cooks you can do with just one goddamn character. And then when you pop out of her kit and go to somebody else's, it's that all over again. I've been cooking with Luke. Everybody fucking hates Luke. He's like the Yang King of this game, or the Calcharo, or fucking Lion Boy from Wuthering Waves. Nobody wants to get him. But I've been making him work, and it's been beautiful. He's got this ability with rapid fire, and where if he lands a crit, it creates bullets. You create enough bullets, you get this for 0 cost. And so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, how can I make this work? I can make this work by pairing him up with somebody like Cassius, who can search the deck for this rapid fire. I can put a save data retrieve on him, which makes this come back in my hand after using it. I can then do a 1-turn finish round with this rapid fire, casting it twice. I just have to make sure the crits land, right? I just have to make sure the crits land. I know I'm like yapping y'all's ears off. I'm just trying to explain to you how much thought and strategy are just going through, just staring at the fucking decks, just staring at the screen and looking at it. And all of this shit has epiphanies that give you several different ways to go about it. And these are going to tie in and be a binary, as well as a symbiotic relationship with the roguelike mode. Because once you establish a certain way you want to go about these things, you can go into the rogue mode, right? Which is the biggest selling point of Chaos Zero Combat right now. You can go into this mode and you go in here and you start trying to build out that deck for that character. Guess what? You don't need stamina to do this shit. Now, let me make sure I'm perfectly clear here, because this is where you're going to feel why I'm saying everybody's loving this and just like shitting on the other gacha games in contrast to this. In other gacha games, that chaos mode is almost worthless, because the build you get from the chaos mode is only pertinent to the chaos mode. Whereas in this game, your build that you get from the chaos mode can be used in all modes, the in-game modes, the day-to-day farm. And so the replay value of that mode got sent to the moon, because it doesn't require stamina for you to do it. You don't even have to consume stamina to build these decks out. And this is infinitely more enjoyable than this dumbass shit, which is the only surface level depth that all these other games have. Put the blue set on the blue character, put the green set on the green character. I really hope I land those sub stats. Oh, I didn't, guess I'll log off. That's all the other games have. So this is why everybody loves the game. It's like, bro, this ain't even scratching the surface. Who gives a fuck about this? For the most part of this game's early game progression, I didn't give a damn about these builds. I was just ignoring them. I was just going in Chaos Realm naked, because the bread and butter of these kits is right here, the save data. And you can save multiple builds that are completely different ways to play the characters. You can come over here to my Beryl. I've got like multiple ways to play Beryl, and I've just been cooking with her. That's my other point. This game's 4-star characters are 5-star characters. None of them suck. I mean, not a single one sucks balls. I thought Ray did. She's phenomenal. She's the reason why my Luke's popping off. in conjunction with Cassius. But the 4-star characters in all other games, when you get one, there's no excitement because you're like, yeah, that 4-star character is cool if I'm a user. Well, I already got somebody that works better. Nah, I'm good. That character sucks. In this game, and you know what? To be fair, we are in the beginning and that can change. I will acknowledge that. But I've never played a game in the launch where the 4-star characters were this incredible. I mean, guys, I only got 2 5-stars. My account's bricked as a free-to-play right now. Most people have 3 to 4 to 5 5-stars by now. Only got 2. Doesn't even matter because Beryl, Mika, Ray, Tressa, Cassius. I haven't used these other characters that much, so I won't comment on them. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-stars are carrying the living fuck out of my account and allowing my Haru and Luke to pop off. Furthermore, these 4-stars kits are every bit as multi-dimensional and multifaceted as the 5-stars. And so, once again, every time I get a new character, I just got her today. I couldn't resist. I did a 10 pull. Those titties looked insane when I saw them on the screen. It was wild. That's the other thing too. The Coomer shit is actually just like icing on the cake. It's like, damn, bro, this game's a banger and it got bad bitches. That's what's up. But that's just like icing on the cake. All my motivating factor right now, when I run out of stamina in this game, I'm just going, okay, now I'm going to go down here and I'm either going to make a different build for these characters or I'm going to try out these characters down here. I'm going to build them up and I'm going to make builds on them and see how I can make them work. Maybe I can get this girl right here, Selena, to work with my Luke and I'll have another way of playing my Luke. Another way. And I think I can. I think I can make Selena and Luke work. I just got to go in there and get to cooking. Infinite replay value. Here's what I'm going to say. The worst thing a developer can do in their game is give the player the certainty that the way they're playing that character is the best easily, right? All these other gacha games do this shit. It's like, bro, I know I'm playing Augusta perfectly. I know Augusta's team, this team I'm using, is the best. I know there's no other way to really bring out the full efficacy. You don't want certainty and confidence in the player that they've already figured it out. They've mastered it because you've just killed your replay value. Chaos Zero Nightmare, there's just a lot. And I'm not saying we won't ever get to that point, but they're not giving it easily. And you know why they're not giving it easily? One, because there's several ways to play a character, which there's the replay value increase. Then the roguelike mode and all the modes are not just brain fucking dead easy. The early progression phase, which is a massive problem in many games in the gacha space, and honestly, a lot of these games today, is a challenge. Not just like, oh man, this is just ridiculous. This is Souls-like challenge, which I don't mind. No, it's healthily balanced. You're like overcoming these challenges and simultaneously absorbing information on how the game operates. That is so important when you're progressing through a game because I'll compare it to a marathon. You're not walking the marathon because that's just too slow. You're not sprinting the marathon because you're going to burn out. You got a brisk jog. The brisk jog is so fucking important when you're progressing through a game, which is why people are probably having a problem right now with DNA, respectfully, because it's giving you that walk. You're walking and you're like, damn, bro, this is slow as hell. Where's the challenge? Where's the motivation to want to learn, to want to improve? It's important to instill that in the player. And I dare say that's why MTash loves Chaos Zero Nightmare, because it's doing that very well. The other thing is that very chaos mode also has a build in and of itself in terms of weapons and armor. So it's like, it's not just memory fragments that's just your builds and armor, but it's also what you get in the chaos realm. Brother, and let me tell you something. This shit is more important than the memory fragments. Let me tell you something. I don't even know if y'all know about this. This is the most broken fucking weapon in the game. It don't get no more broken than this. This shit guarantees you to unbrick your brick opening hand. You get the opening hand, you got fucking 5 Miku cards that ain't giving you shit. Pick 3 of them, throw them out, draw more. And it throws them to the grave. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't getting them again, you're getting something else. That is the roguelike mode. There's a chance for you to get it. There's a chance you might not get it. I also haven't unveiled everything you can get, but it's like, there's just so many things, bro, in that roguelike mode. Apart from its challenge, by the way, there's enemy variety. The world looks beautiful for this type of game style. That's like a beautiful mixture of like 3D and 2D. The world looks amazing. It's vibrant. It's very detailed. When you look at the background, you go into these different type of maps on all these different worlds. Like if you come over here to the Chaos realm, it's got these different worlds with different dynamics, and they absolutely have different artworks that look honestly phenomenal to me. And then that leads me to the final thing in this game. That is, there's a lot of problems, right? There's localization. That shit is an absolute, that shit is a nightmare. I don't even want to go over the examples. You know it. Anybody watching this, y'all know how bad it is. There's some buggy things. There's some janky shit. The storytelling in the game is very poor. It's visual novel, right? And here's my thing. There's people who would say, well, that's just visual novel storytelling. Me, I just think that shit's ass. It's not for me. I don't care how good the dialogue is. If I'm just looking at two PNGs just bouncing up and down and shit, I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I need more presentation variety. Then again, to be fair, I'm coming off of fucking Wuthering Waves, the best presentation game in the space right now. It's just beautiful. So if you're going to give me a visual novel experience in terms of presentation and storytelling, brother, man, you better be on it with that dialogue. In this dialogue, it's got that slice of life shit where it's like, okay, I need to see that in like adaptation style, or let me read a fucking book. I'd rather read the book. That way I don't have to sit here listening to this shit in like 10th of the pace of where I can read a book. I say all that to say there's absolutely problems in this game, but the problems are first world. Who gives a fuck about any of that? I'm overlooking all of it. Doesn't even bother me because they nail the things that matter in a game. The things that matter in a game is the fucking gameplay, man. All right. The replay value, the quality. There we go. Now I'm reminded, ADHD moment. The quality of the combat is pristine, polished, and peak for a turn-based game with little half-ass chibi models. Guys, Octopath Traveler is one of the best turn-based games ever. The first one, I never played the second one, but the first one, god damn it, bro. Just watching the motherfucker charge up in that game looks incredible. Watching them do their abilities, the visuals, the animation effects, stunning. It's the same thing in Chaos Zero Nightmare. Many unpolished and refined aspects of the game, it ain't the fucking combat though. Those moves look amazing, feel amazing, sound amazing. Then they've got all these little intricacies where the players get fucking dazed and you see some crazy artwork. Tressa, boy, god damn it. All of these things are the reasons why I feel everybody loves Chaos Zero Nightmare right now. The game has done phenomenal in the aspects and elements of a game that matter. And we can only hope that the developers continue to cook with the game. Because, hey, one thing y'all are fair about is, yeah, we are in the honeymoon phase, but it's annoying when motherfuckers say, oh, well, you enjoyed HSR all the same in the honeymoon phase too. Bitch, let me stop you right there. I definitely enjoyed HSR. I also enjoyed Wuwa, and that was a shit show bug launch. But do not ever try to one-to-one what CZN's launch progression and grind and replay value looks like in comparison to HSR. Brother, HSR was just fucking pretty ass characters with very high quality animations, and it was a Hoyo game, so everybody was interested, coming off the shit show known as Genshin Impact, so they were just starving for some other game to play. And the story was but to be honest, it was just a high quality turn-based game, highly inspired by Persona, took some of the Persona elements, and so it was enough to reel people in. Of course, you're gonna have a good time. Every gacha game's fun in the beginning. That's sure. That's fair. But CZN's replay value is on another fucking level, because once you run out of stamina, you don't say log off. You say, who gives a fuck? I can do that as much as I want, whenever I want. I'm still learning all of the different ways to play these characters and build these characters in this Chaos Zero mode. And I don't have the certainty that what I'm doing is even the best way to do it. That is the difference. It's undeniable. That's going to wrap up my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you have an understanding why we are enjoying this game. I'm going to wrap it up.